friends, we are continuing our career week, and I found a really fun book about when I grow up. All right, so that's the title of the book, When I Grow Up. I've waited so long for the hours to pass, but soon it was noon there in Miss Krupp's class. And Thursday at noon, as I'm sure you know well, is time of the week when we do show and tell. And this week, the subject, so special to me, was when I grow up. What am I going to be? That's something that I'd been really thinking about and just couldn't wait to let all those thoughts out. So when Mrs. Krupp said, "Who's ready to share?" You can guess whose hand was in the air. I raised both my hands just as high as they go. I'd bounce up and down, and then, what do you know? Well, Mrs. Krupp picked me, yes, me, to go first. Oh, I was so happy, I thought I could burst. I proudly stood up and began my orientation. Oh, I think that is a speech. Concerning my choice of a future vocation. That's another fancy word for job. Esteemed friends and colleagues, and dear Mrs. Krupp, I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. Oh gosh, I don't know. What do you think he's going to be when he grows up?
I don't know.
Why, I'll be the greatest chef you've seen. The world will go crazy for my hot cuisine. I'll tantalize the taste buds with my rigatoni, sauteed with black truffles and pickled bologna, surrounded by kumquats and canned pig's feet, topped with shrimp and flavored lollipops. Bon appetit! I don't know if that's what he's gonna cook. I don't know if Miss Alicia's gonna want to eat at his restaurant. My walls will be filled with awards I've gotten for toast on a stick and my Twinkies au gratin. My kitchen will be the most famous in France, so make reservations 12 years in advance. There's no doubt about it. I'm certain you see, a world-renowned chef is what I'm going to be. Well, he can want to be a chef. That sounds very interesting. That's very nice, Billy, sweet Mrs. Krupp said. Who wants to be next? Maybe Susie or Fred? I said, hold the phone now. I haven't departed. Hang on to your seats, because I'm just getting started. Uh-oh. So he doesn't just want to be a chef.
He wants to be something else.
He wants to be something. You can have more than one job?
Maybe you can have more than one job.
Let's find out. Uh-oh. That looks awfully dangerous. I don't know. What's going on? See, maybe instead I could be a snail trainer. Man, that would be awesome. That's a no-brainer. I'll teach all my snails to do really neat tricks. They'll play dead, roll over, and even fetch sticks. Of course all the sticks will come back 2 years later. But working with snails, what could be greater? They'll do any stunt that I like. Holy moly, I'll train them to pedal a bike really slowly. Then I ooze through a huge ring of fire and crawl at a snail's place across a high wire. Then finish by writing my name with their trails. That's right, I'll be Billy, the master of snails. That sounds silly. I don't know if he's going to be able to train snails. I don't know. Oh, he wants to be something else. Oh boy, let's see. Or else, maybe I'll be the lathe operator who makes the hydraulic torque wrench calibrator, which fine-tunes the wrench that's specifically made to retighten the nuts on the lateral blade that's directly beneath the main radial sockets inside cooling systems on an X-14 rockets. And since this profession is as cool as can be, well, who would be better to do it than me? Oh boy, he has a lot of dreams. Say, here's an idea, perhaps just for laughs. I may make a living by milking giraffes. It's oh so cliche to get milk from a cow, and I bet all those cows need a break anyhow. Imagine me milking way up in the air. I'd use a tall ladder instead of a chair.
Alicia. It doesn't
What?
make any sense.
Yeah, I think our friend Billy is a little silly.
I think he's being silly.
He's being silly.
But he's using his imagination.
He is. He's using his imagination because guess what? You can be anything you want to be. What? Milking giraffes? Mrs. Krupp said. Oh, please, I countered. How else could I make giraffe cheese? Now, don't interrupt me. I'm not really through yet. There's still lots of stuff that I'm planning to do yet. Because maybe I'll be a gorilla masseuse. I don't know if that's a job. I don't know. Let's find out. Or an artist who sculpts out of chocolate mousse. Or a rodeo clown, or a movie director, or maybe a professional pickle inspector, or a big sumo wrestler, or a hedge fund investor, or a smelly pit-sniffing deodorant tester. I don't want that job. Look at he's smelling. I don't know if that would be good. Or I'll be an expert on nuclear fission, or else a foot model or friendly mortician, or a waiter, or a skater, or a master debater, or a dinosaur dusting museum curator, or a TV repairman, or a sidewalk sign waver, or a part-time assistant tarantula shaver. And that's about when Mrs. Krupp said, Now, Billy, please make up your mind. This is getting quite silly. Which one of these things are you going to choose? I shuffled around and I looked at my shoes. And finally, I said, my great-grandfather Bob's been a whole lot of things, a whole bunch of jobs. A butcher, a barber, a bellman, a bouncer, a telephone psychic, and a bingo announcer. You know what? He just turned 103, and he's still not quite sure what he wants to be. You see, I'm only 8 now, so frankly, I'm hoping you'll cut me some slack if I leave my options open. Let's just wait and find out what my future brings. Hey, I might have time to do all of these things. My pages are stuck. And then the bell rang, and we all went to lunch. And as I was sipping my pineapple punch, I pondered professions that I'd like to enter, like a brave firefighter or a crazy inventor. Or maybe, just maybe now, when I grow up, I can be a great teacher, like dear Mrs. Krupp. And here it says, Teacher Billy, or Mrs. Krupp loved Billy. So, friends, you all are very little still. You might not know what you want to be when you grow up. But guess what you can do? You can think, and you can be whatever you want to be.
You can be lots of things. You have lots of jobs.
You can have lots of jobs.
Miss Alicia and I don't just have one job. We aren't just teachers.
No. I work at a pharmacy.
Miss Alicia's a pharmacy technician.
Yeah, so I work as a teacher and I work in a pharmacy. What about you, Miss Sierra?
Well, I've had a lot of jobs. I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a pharmacy technician. I used to be a chef. I worked in a grocery store at the front register at a store.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a waitress.
Yeah.
And all the things.
Yeah, you can be so many different jobs. Miss Alicia even used to work at a racetrack with photography.
That's really cool. That sounds
Yeah,
like
there's
fun.
so many different things that you can be. So maybe you want to have 2 or 3 different jobs. It's okay. It's up to you. All right, friends, that is it for this week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.